In this video, we'll be telling you the sad truth about being a low-value man that women don't know. Most of the men in this world are of low value. They aren't exactly bad people, but they have no ambition to be better human beings. What women don't know is that these men don't know how they got there. They used to be full of potential, but now they're just lazy and unmotivated. No matter what image they put out there, these men consider themselves huge failures and undeserving of any good things in life. The truth is that these men become low value because they adopted some toxic behaviors over time. Thankfully, these behaviors can be changed if a man is willing to put in the time and effort. Now, if you're looking for a way to spot a low-value man, then you've come to the right place. Here's a list of everything you don't know about being a low-value man. Number 1. He has low emotional intelligence. According to Daniel Goleman, emotional intelligence plays a huge part in your life. In fact, it accounts for about 80% of success in life. There are 4 aspects of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. Men with low emotional intelligence are just erratic. They jump from one thing to another and fail to keep their assets in check. The sad truth that women don't know is that low-value men don't have a lot of wealth because of their low emotional intelligence. They simply don't have what it takes to climb dominance hierarchies, so they can't build a fortune for themselves. Not only that, but these men also have very little social awareness. They aren't sure about what they like and what their passions are. In fact, they don't even know what they want out of life. If you ask a low-value man what his dream looks like, his mind will go blank for a minute. That's because they never follow their own path. Instead, they're always looking at other people for a sense of direction. With low emotional intelligence, low-value men get stuck in random and generic jobs. They don't have what it takes to invest in themselves or work on any solo projects. And get this, that's not all. They even have very little self-management, which means they prefer short-term pleasure over long-term results. Instead of saving up for an investment, they'll buy whatever they like. One toxic trait of a low-value man is that he'll keep buying liabilities and depreciating assets. This only makes them poorer and poorer until they have nothing left to their name. The saddest part about having low emotional intelligence is that these men don't realize their own shortcomings. They don't know what's holding them back from achieving more, including their entitlement mentality, which isn't backed up by hard work or skills. Number 2. He has no sense of purpose in life. Low-value men don't have any personal drive, which leads to no passion or success in life. Even if a low-value man is passionate about something, they only focus on things that are outside of their control. Now, low-value men tend to live vicariously. They have goals and dreams that add no value to their lives. For instance, a low-value man would be so passionate about a football team that their own ego and pride are merged with it. This man would feel like he's won when the team wins, and feel like a failure when they lose. If you think it isn't too bad to have passions and interests like that, then allow us to explain. The truth is that low-value men end up losing opportunities because they spend all their time, money, and effort on other people's lives. In fact, a low-value man would spend a lot of his time on social media commenting and promoting his favorite football player, singer, or anyone he idolizes. By wasting his whole day focusing on someone else's life, he doesn't have any time left to focus on himself or how to make his life better. Even if a low-value man has a sense of purpose, the very nature of that purpose is so bad that it makes them low value. If a man's purpose in life is to destroy someone or something, to antagonize someone, sleep with as many women as possible, or become uber wealthy, then he's low value. Number 3. He has a huge ego. If someone is super proud of their skills and expertise, we'd probably call them cocky. Now, if someone has a big ego with no skills, we'll only call them delusional. The majority of low-value men have huge egos, but no skills, competence or results. That's a real tragedy. And get this, many low-value men try to pretend to have a big ego so they can hide their insecurities. In reality, these men have a very fragile ego. Psychological research shows us that having a big and fragile ego at the same time is a common mix in abusive men. They're full of pride but become defensive very quickly as they try not to get hurt. And if you ever end up hurting a low-value man's fragile ego, you'll see him lash out in anger. He'll try to belittle you and point out your flaws just to feel better about himself. In fact, these types of low-value men think that anything their partner does is a threat to his own self-worth. Number 4. He has a fixed mindset. If you know a man who has already given up on making his life better, then he's clearly a low-value person. These individuals have a fixed mindset that tells them they can't improve. In fact, he thinks his skills and qualities are fixed at birth, and these traits will define him for the rest of his life. Then, to avoid being called out by other people, these low-value men build their self-esteem around being right. They always feel the need to win and prove how good they are to other people, so they can protect their self-esteem. Men with fixed mindsets don't change over time, even if everything else in their life changes. If he isn't able to adapt to changing environments, then he's clearly a low-value man. And get this, not only do they have a weak self-image, but they're also super defensive, touchy, and vindictive. You'll never see a low-value man admitting to his mistakes. Number 5. He doesn't care at all. In this day and age, it's a cool thing to say, "I don't care." But the truth is that it's a defense mechanism to fake your superiority over other people. In his popular book titled The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, Manson said that the only way not to care about random things in your life is to start caring a lot about a few things. Sounds complicated? It really isn't. It means you don't have to pretend like you don't care about anything at all. Instead, it's much better to only care about a handful of things passionately. Focusing on a few things helps you automatically ignore everything else. Unfortunately, low-value men don't care about anything at all, including things that could make them a better person. What women don't know is that these low-value men don't think that there's anything wrong with them, so they don't bother putting any effort to improve. A low-value man doesn't care about his job, money, self-development, friends, or even partner. In fact, he doesn't even care about how he looks. You'll find such men being overweight, wearing poorly fitted clothes, and looking messy. Number 6. He's a pushover. Climbing to the top of a power ladder requires some assertiveness and the ability to be aggressive. If you want to make other people respect you, then you need to start respecting yourself first. If a man is clearly a pushover, then he's low quality. In fact, the truth is that excessively nice men aren't being good people, they're just scared of everybody else. Being a pushover means this man doesn't have any personal boundaries and lets other people disrespect him all the time. He lets bosses and colleagues humiliate him publicly because he just wants to be liked by everybody. In fact, he would also let his partner abuse him and control the relationship, even if it's toxic. A low-value man is passive, and he doesn't dare speak his mind. Even when he's unhappy with something, he'd rather use passive aggression than direct confrontation. Another sad truth about being a low-value man is that they have an exaggerated respect for authority. They'd follow orders from anybody because that's what makes them feel safe and avoid any hard talks. Number 7. He's always needy around women. Low-value men can never find good women for themselves. The sad truth is that even if they want to find love, they simply don't know how to. They either chase women uncontrollably or are too scared to have a meaningful conversation with someone. If a man is giving an unnaturally high level of attention to a woman, he's probably low value. Even men who seek women who make them feel stronger and better about themselves can be considered low value. And get this, a low value man always has an anxious or avoidant attachment style. This means they can easily come off as needy because they constantly crave intimacy. A low value man is likely to ask a woman to be his girlfriend after only one date. Even if a low value man does get into a relationship, he would go crazy if his partner is far away. In some cases, he would also become hyper jealous and protective to keep her close. Number 8. He lets others control his life. A high-value man will always value his opinion more than other people. He has very high standards and a chosen system of values, so he doesn't let any random person make him feel bad about his choices. This means he has control over his own emotions. In fact, having control over your emotions means you have a good sense of control over your life. Unfortunately, low-quality men are the exact opposite. They don't value their opinion at all. Instead, they'd let people on the internet decide what's good or bad for them. And get this, a low-value man only feels as good as others allow him to feel. This means any negative feedback or even a disapproving look can tank his self-confidence in a second. His entire ego revolves around being liked and being good to other people. He doesn't care about how he feels and spends all his time trying to be accepted by other people. You can spot a low-value man by seeing how they behave in groups of people. Does he have any opinions of his own? Or does he agree with whatever another person says? The sad truth about this is that low-value men are always wearing different masks. They try to sit in social groups and agree with other people to make sure nobody hates them. In fact, they have very gullible and naive personalities, which means you can get them to say yes to anything. There are a lot of things about low-value men that women don't know. It's easy to think that a man is low value because he doesn't want to improve, but there might be more reasons for that. Many men tend to be low value because they feel like they've lost control over their lives, or because they have an inherent need to be liked by everybody else. For that reason, the good news is that nobody has to stay a low value individual forever. With continuous effort, anyone can become high value and improve their lifestyle. And that's a wrap for this video. Which sad truth about being a low value man shocked you the most? Let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out other videos on our channel. Click now to watch.